We have good news. The Poison Ivy series has been extended to more issues after issue 12. Or was it always? Now, when the series first started, it was labeled as being an only 12-issue series. However, now issue 13 is out under the Dawn of DC heading, which wasn't announced at the time of the series' start. Regardless of the reason, despite what I had said in previous videos, this won't be the final issue of the series, which is a blessing because this series is really good, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. Now, the cover of issue 12 is both very scary with the whole, Pamela stuff going on, but also very cute because of the whole meme of first let me take a selfie done by Janet. Who, while I'll be honest, I didn't even know that was Janet at first. I thought that was a random blonde lady. I have to admit, I think Janet needs some more distinct features or something because she really just comes across as a random background extra until she says something like, oh, right, that's Janet. Because that actually has happened to me more than once with the character. We start this issue of Pamela and Janet watching as Gwen is ripped apart by a plant monster, which was confirmed to be her this time, unlike last time where I thought it was Woodrue. Pamela narrates about how the monster that is inside Gwen is now on the outside. That is really harsh to say about somebody that is now dead. Janet questions why Pam can't help her, which she explains is because it's a mutated spore. She can't prevent the monsters coming out anymore. Gwen attacks and Pamela has to protect Janet as she takes on her more plant god form. Pamela straight up sidekicks Gwen, which I will admit did make me laugh. The fight is very trippy, maybe a little too trippy, but I still like it. It's very intense and you definitely have a sense of danger. Gwen even tries to eat Pamela, but after being bit, Pamela uses her powers to explode Gwen's head. However, the bite carries the infection and she passes out in Janet's arm. Pam dreams about laying in a meadow as Janet tries to wake her up. Pam in her dream sees beautiful plants as well as narration about how we know nothing about life, as well as discussion about life after death. That we'd seed somewhere else, like reincarnation, and when we're dead, you're not gone. At least not forever. Pamela wakes up a week after in bed with Janet nursing her. She was staying at one of the women at the retreat's home, all of which have kind of gathered together at this house. Pamela's in a panic as she needs to make an antidote. We see that she works with the women who were also infected last issue. They turn the home living room into a laboratory. We see she works until she passes out every day. Yet every time she closes her eyes, she sees Woodrue. However, she keeps working. By the end, Pam does finish the cure, and injects it into all the women, starting with Janet. However, one of the women refuses, and even after Pamela tries to convince her, she walks away, still being infected. Janet tries to tell Pam to force her to take it, but she can't because it's her choice and unethical to force someone. Afterwards, Pamela says she needs to get to Gotham, but being weak, Janet will have to drive her. On the road trip, they run into another infected, who is too far gone, so Pam has to give them peace, as in peacefully killing them, making sure they feel no pain. Because unlike the others, who were all the women who were somewhat infected, this man's been infected for literal months. Pamela sees this as all her fault, as this plague has practically become a zombie infestation. Janet and Pamela keep going on the road trip as we get narration over how Harley is home for Pamela. As she gets to Gotham, she meets her, thinking that maybe she should tell Harley that she has slept with Janet, but decides not to, with Pamela and Harley Quinn making out at the end of the issue. I think Pamela and Janet sleeping together is a little odd to me to mention as being cheating, because the two were drugged by Gwen and practically forced. I wouldn't count that as cheating. I would say that she was taken advantage of by Gwen. They both were. Also, I'm not entirely sure how to feel about Pamela bringing Janet for the road trip, because Janet is there watching as Pamela kisses Harley, and we know from last issue that Janet actually has a crush on Pamela, which Pamela knows, and I feel like that's a little, not necessarily rude, but it's kind of taunting in a way. Not necessarily, I guess, because Jen is her friend, and I don't think she means it in that manner, but it does kind of come across like that if you read it like that, but I digress. This issue, in my opinion, was very strong, especially the ending. I think Harley and Pamela are a great couple, and I love seeing how Pamela views Harley. Mainly because it's always how Harley views Pamela, and I like seeing Ivy actually have input in their relationship. because sometimes she's regarded as being just Harley Quinn's girlfriend, which isn't the case. She herself is very much a three-dimensional character on her own. And seeing that here, I really loved it. And I think Harley Quinn, of course, is always a strong character. I know next issue apparently Killer Croc and Catwoman show up, so I am really excited for that. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!